This video is about class-to-class weighting in k-nearest neighbors algorithm and how we use it in a method we called C2C trace retrieval. Imagine that we are building a system to store all the video games of different genres. Every game can be described as a set of features and a class label. Some features are important while others can be ignored, so we can create feature weightings to reflect their importance. Notice that different games might have different important features, and when we compare two games, we compare their most relevant features. We can calculate the similarity between individual features, multiply the individual feature distance with the weighting, and then sum them up to get the final similarity score. And using the same metric to compare Age of Empires with Dota 2, we can see that they score 0, which is saying the similarity between Age of Empires and Dota 2 is less than the similarity between Heroes of the Storm and Dota 2. Now, imagine we have hundreds and thousands of games. To decide the class of a query, we need to compare it with every single game in the case space. Apparently, this can take a fair long time, especially if the similarity measure involves some complicated function and may be difficult to compute. Normal k-nearest neighbor is based on the assumption that cases of the same class share similar features. C2C weighting is based on a different assumption. It says that cases of two classes are different in a consistent manner. For example, the difference between Age of Empires and action game is in their view, style, and gameplay. Now, with this feature difference pattern learned, we can use it in classification task. When we compare Age of Empires with Dota 2, we get a difference between the two games. We can check if this difference matches with previously learned difference. After the comparison, we notice that the difference between Age of Empires and Dota 2 is similar to the difference between Age of Empires and mobile games. With this knowledge, we can suggest that Dota 2 is actually a game of mobile type. In fact, we don't need to just compare Dota 2 with Age of Empires. We can compare it with a bunch of other games and get a bunch of other suggestions from C2C weighting. By doing these multiple comparisons in different places in the case space, we get multiple traces. Every trace is a list of potential candidates for good match. After we have all the traces, we can collect them into one pool, do a normal nearest neighbor algorithm, and decide the class of Dota 2. This is the basic version of C2C trace retrieval. Moreover, C2C weighting can also be used in generation of interesting explanation. Normal KNN explains its decision by saying that the query is similar to some odd case. However, C2C weighting explains its decision by saying that its query is different from an odd case. More details about C2C weighting and C2C trace retrieval can be found in the two companion papers. That concludes this video. Please share with us if you have any comments.